Looks like we do have a quorum, and we have a new representative from the GNRC. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, welcome everyone. I'm Matthew Cushing, as mentioned here from the Greater Nashville Regional Council, Transportation Planning Manager. About a month into that role, so may defer on some questions, but I'll answer anything I can.
Sounds good. Welcome. All right, first thing we have on the agenda is vote to approve the February 13 minutes. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are passed. Next, we have a vote to adopt Resolution 2025-05, FY 23-26 TIP Amendment Number 3, KYTC, add funding for I-24 Kentucky 115 interchange improvements. Anything on that, Mike?
No, sir, you covered it.
All right.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Next, we have vote to adopt Resolution 2025-06 for Clarksville Transit Systems Agency Safety Plan for 2025. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
It's like a commission meeting.
Don't rub it in.
Vote to adopt Resolution 2025-07 for Clarksville Transit Systems Transit Asset Management Performance Targets for 2025. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes. Next, we have update on the TIP development for the call for projects.
Thank you, Chairman. This is in response to our recent call for projects. 4 applications were submitted, and they're summarized in your meeting packet. Chairman, our next move is to establish a project selection committee. Mayor Golden, prior to making a move or a motion to establish a selection committee, it would be greatly beneficial to know how much project money we have to work with. At this time, we don't know how much money we have, and we need input from our transportation partners with the Tennessee Department of Transportation. Specifically, we need to know if the Trenton application that was submitted by Montgomery County was approved, and if the Surface Transportation Block Grant, or STBGL, the local aspect of that, is being used on the Trenton project, or if the Surface Transportation Block Grant local funds remain available for future projects. Back to you, Chairman.
Sounds good. So we'll wait for that update before, unless anybody wants to make a motion. We'll wait for that update and then circle back.
Thank you, Chair.
Next, we have KYTC Strategic Highway Investment Formula for Tomorrow Shift Sponsored Projects Update.
Yes, Chairman. This agenda item addresses the SHIFT program, which is the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet's Strategic Highway Investment Formula for Tomorrow. Of the timeline included within your meeting packet, we are currently in the second row of the sponsorship row. In the description column, sponsor projects in the CHAF program. And the CHAF program is an acronym for Continuous Highway Analysis Framework. Mr. Witt of the KYTC may have additional information to share with you.
Yeah, so this is the early part of the process where local officials coordinate with the MPOs and the district offices to identify projects that they would want to include for consideration in the process. And once we have that information, it goes back to central office and we'll score it using a data-driven approach, and then it'll come back after the sponsored projects have been scored. They'll come back to the MPOs, the district offices, for further consideration. And at that point, you'll be able to identify projects that you'd especially like to see boosted, is what we call it. So basically assign extra points to those projects. But the end result is that we intend to use this information to help us develop our recommended 6-year highway plan to be presented to the legislature probably early next year. So That's about all I have.
Sounds good. Thank you for your report, sir. Next, we have Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation Air Quality Update.
Yes, Chairman, thank you. So Mr. Corrigan of TDEC, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation, is unable to join us today. However, we ask that we provide the following air quality information update. TDEC just released a call for medium and heavy-duty vehicle projects under the Volkswagen Environmental Mitigation Trust. This diesel vehicle replacement funding program will fund all vehicle categories that TDEC included in its beneficiary mitigation plan. Class 4 through Class 8 school buses, Class 4 through Class 8 transit and shuttle buses, Class 4 through Class 7 local freight trucks, and Class 8 local freight and port drayage trucks. TDEC OEP, and that's the Office of Energy Programs, will provide approximately $19 million for projects that replace older diesel vehicles with model year 1992 to 2009 engines with new alternate fueled and all-electric vehicles. Applications must be received by June 13th. There will be an application workshop on April 11th. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have our FHWA Tennessee Division update. Seeing none?
Chair, we have no representatives from FHWA Tennessee
What
today.
about Kentucky Division? All good?
All good.
Moving on. We have TDOT and KYTC updates from their representatives. Any other updates?
Yes, Chair.
TDOT, I'm going to refer to Mr. Norris and John Story here, who are from the region.
Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor, Chairman. It's good to see y'all today. We love coming to Montgomery County, and what the department has been up to is short term. We've been dealing with a lot of bad weather, which I'm sure y'all have too. We put in a tremendous amount of hours maintaining roads, dealing with drainage issues, and clearing debris, and it's been a real challenge. We've worked a lot of hours in the last couple of weeks, and I know that Montgomery County's been hit hard, and so our folks up here love to serve. They love to be part of the community and do these things. I did want to introduce to my right here, this is Lee Rogers. He is our new district manager for this area. So he has what we call District 38, which starts here near the Kentucky line, and it's the northwest part of Middle Tennessee and goes all the way down to Columbia. So think all the way down to I-40, and then he has that one county below I-40. So a lot of area responsibility. He's got how many counties? 8 or 9 counties. He's got 3 construction offices. All of our operations in these areas are under his care, and so I've asked him to come back. I wanted to introduce him. So Lee, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself, and then I've asked for him to give some updates on projects in Clarksville, so you guys know what's going on. If that's okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead, Lee.
Thank you, guys. Again, I'm Lee Rogers. I've been with TDOT for over a decade now. Was originally, or previously, Derek Pryor's resident engineer, and after he retired, Jay and his team were gracious enough to allow me to do this. So, again, I'm over all construction and maintenance that happens in District 38, which also covers Montgomery County. So, a few updates on some projects. The intersection at US 41A and the 41 bypass, Vulcan is getting closer and closer to completing that. All of the issues are out of the way, so they're rocking and rolling on getting that opened up. They're looking at end of May, beginning of June complete date on that. Also, the Gary Matthews Box project, they have completed the first 150 foot of the box. It's fully completed. They were working on digging out and moving their slider box system down until this last rain event. So they've had some flooding and some setbacks. So as soon as the water goes down, they're going to start digging out to pour the next 120 foot of that box. And then also I know that we've been getting quite a few requests as far as the striping on the Fort Campbell Boulevard. They are currently coming in at, it is May the 21st to start that. The reason it hadn't been done yet is because temperatures were so cold at night that thermoplastic wouldn't have time to cool, or it would cool too fast and wouldn't stick to the road. So they're coming in to do the final striping on that starting April 21st.
April or May?
I'm sorry, May 21st, yeah.
I was hoping you said April.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, no, this is April. It's in 2 weeks.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry.
Even better.
It'll change again if we keep talking.
Yeah, no, it'll be June or July before I get done. But no, they are coming in 2 weeks to start that. Temperatures are looking good. They can come in and do that at night. So that's what, that's their plan right now. That's all the updates I have, unless y'all have any questions for me at the moment.
I don't have any questions. I will say I appreciate you reaching out when those,
Uh-huh.
I think to both of us, when those storms came in.
And I appreciate you guys getting back with me. And luckily, we didn't have to do worst case scenario, but I wanted to give y'all a heads up before anything like that might have happened.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chairman, paving, repaving, resurfacing projects?
We have a couple of resurfacings coming up on I-24. Jones Brothers has those. So I think we get the rest of the bad OGFC that's on I-24 in this paving season.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Great. So, you know, last 2 years ago, the Transportation Modernization Act was passed, and with that, we were given $3 billion, and we committed to the legislature that we would come back to them in December of '23 and give them a list of how we're going to spend that money. So the department did that. In addition to that, we came up with a new prioritization process and developed a 10-year plan that assigns how we're going to spend every dollar for the next 10 years. And every year, that program is reevaluated. We look at, we look with cities and counties that want to partner with us to move projects up. We consider those. And so that came out Monday. And so John Story, our Director of Project Management, is here to talk about updates for the 10-year plan and other project details as well.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, how are y'all doing today? Well, for the Clarksville MPO area, the 10-year plan was stable for this time. So every project we had is remaining on schedule. You know, we have coming up in the future the I-24 widening projects. Those remained, we're looking at 2033, 2034. And then the other big one that we're currently working on is State Route 48, Trenton Road. We have a progress meeting actually later this afternoon on that project. We are on schedule. We've submitted the NEPA document to FHWA for review. What that means to you guys is once that's approved, then that enables us to authorize right-of-way, and we'll start right-of-way acquisitions. Again, on schedule, should be starting this summer with that. We have about 300 tracks potentially on this project. We are actually doing some advanced work in prep for that right-of-way. We're fortunate that our lead agent, negotiator, is former military, so he's very well aware of the impact that deployments can have on folks. So we're prioritizing trying to identify those folks that are military, so we can get to them early in case there's some movement with them to get their tracks negotiated. So we are, a long way of saying, we are doing everything we can to ensure that we deliver that project on time, which is scheduled for 2029. Of course, the 10-year plan is not all the projects we have. We have a safety project at State Route 76 and 374 we're kicking off, and Industrial Access Road we're working on, and 8 resurfacing projects that are in our 3-year plan. Our Build With Us website has the list of all of our plans, but certainly any questions on any individual projects, I am more than happy to talk about. The other thing I would like to give some compliments to your city staff. I see Chris is back there. We work closely with him. We do ask, please work with us and your local developers. We have development pressures on projects we're developing, such as State Route 48. Early coordination really helps to make sure there's not something in conflict with designs. We're working with Chris on Hazelwood right now. Other developments, it's been fantastic. hasn't worked quite as smoothly in every community, so we really appreciate y'all's help with that. But it is important as we keep that project on schedule. Lastly, I would like to say, as far as our 10-year plan goes, I know you were asking about the 48 advancement part. Normally, our 10-year plan comes out once a year, which this one did. This year, we do hope to have a second update to the 10-year plan. That's if the governor's budget passes, that we'd be looking at May, June, an update to the 10-year plan. That would be dependent on a one-time, again, infusion of cash that would allow for a reevaluation of some of the projects that we know are needed in communities. So with that, happy to take questions.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
I know the statewide partnership program was sort of a separate in terms of what you asked us to do. That's incorporated in what you just described or updated?
The plan that is out now are the plans that are currently funded, yes,
Right.
that we know about. And then, so that included the partnership projects, yes. What exactly will come in if there's an infusion of new cash, I'm not aware of right now, but it'll be a reevaluation and certainly some updates for, statewide as far as what can be done with that money.
I recognize those decisions will come from the commissioner and the governor's office in terms of what gets reevaluated, in terms of SPP projects that weren't included or weren't funded. But those will be relooked at, I guess, maybe?
Yes, I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me step here. So my understanding is session's gonna wrap up in the legislative session will wrap up here in the next couple of weeks when we would have hopefully that bill would pass and we would get those funds, and at that time we would release another 10-year plan
Okay.
that'll be updated. So we like the Trenton Road project. We think it's a very good project. We want to build it. We're excited about it. One of the challenges we're having on that project is the right-of-way acquisition. I think we've got 350 tracks, right? And it is hard to accelerate something like that. And just to be clear about that, and as well, the utility relocations were very expensive, and we just couldn't find the cash to move that up.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, Mayor.
All right. Any other questions for T-Dot?
Questions?
Jill, did you have something?
I just wanted, so Trenton Road did not receive the award, they are just already in the process of the
Yes.
3-year and the Improve Act. So they're moving forward, but the STBG-L money is still within the MPO in the city and county for us to do new projects, right? Or should we wait before this discussion? It sounds like we can't accelerate because of what you just said. So do you think that money in 2 weeks will be pulled, or do you think we're going to?
So you can be clear, there's another 10-year plan coming out,
Right.
and there could be a possibility this project could be included in that.
And so then the money would go to TDOT to
We just have to
accelerate the
wait.
project. Okay, so we'll wait and see. Thank you. I just want to make sure.
Yep. Any other questions?
I did have one point of clarification. The I-24 widening, is that scheduled for 33, 34? Is that what I understood?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll start for construction. We'll start engineering probably about 5 years before that.
Any other questions? Go
Will
ahead.
you be around after this meeting? Because I have a question I want to ask you offline about something.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Kentucky, any other updates?
No, nothing else from me.
All right. Down into other MPO business. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, Chairman. First and foremost, and like what I'm happiest about of the 4 items I have here is I'd like to introduce Zach Madden, and Zach is our new transportation planner with the MPO. Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Zach.
And these updates, this next one is regarding the Unified Planning Work Program. The draft document was prepared and submitted to our transportation partners, Federal Highway Administration Kentucky, KYTC, and TDOT provided comments. Our next action is submittal to the Federal Highway Administration Tennessee Division for comments. And our transportation partners with TDOT will be doing that for us. Third item is the Safe Streets and Roads for All program, fiscal year 2025. The notice of funding opportunity remains open until June 26th of 2025. And last but not least, I just found out today, the traffic signal modernization program. So I'm now on the email blast list for this. The closing opportunity is on April 16th. So if any of y'all have projects that you want to submit, get hot, I promise next year I'll let you know in advance. That's all I have, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions for Mike? Seeing none, does anybody else have anything for the good organization? Seeing none, without objection, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank y'all.
Thank you.